Right. How's everyone's evening going so far? All right, great. So, did everybody receive one of the prayer guides, the prayer updates? If not, they're right up here. We can bring one to you if you need it. Here you go. All right, there you go. All right, so one big important announcement. There is no church next Wednesday night, all right? So if you come here, everything's going to be locked up and dark, okay? So don't show up, all right? A lot of people, I've been in other churches and someone asked, well, why are we closed on the day before Thanksgiving? And it's like, most people are either preparing or traveling and all that. Like, why open the doors of the church for 5 people? Like, if you want to pray, you can pray in your own home on that day. So the vast majority of people are prepping for Thanksgiving at their own place or traveling for Thanksgiving. And so make sure, let's celebrate Thanksgiving in a great way and give the Lord thanks on that day. I know I'm going to be with family on that day. I think it's at my brother's house. So that's going to be a special day for my family and all that. And then this Saturday is Christmas at Antioch work day, starting at 9 a.m. in the morning. We're going to be here. It's canceled. It's kind of like the parade, huh? So we're doing it. No. Okay, no work day. Okay.
Because of the abundance of help we've had already over the last week.
All right. Awesome. All right. So enjoy your weekend. Don't show up here because none of us will be here this weekend. I was ready to come in on Sunday. Okay, so if you do want to do something, ask Miss Christina Klein. She is the lady, kind of the brains behind Christmas at Antioch. And so if you want to do something on that day that we don't have planned, see her, and she will put you to work. I promise you that. She's got an ever-expanding list of things that she wants done, am I right? So with that, one of the things that's not on here, I think it's going to be on the bulletin on Sunday morning, is I just want to say thank you to everybody that did a shoebox. We had a total of 207 shoeboxes. That's awesome. That is awesome, guys. And so from my understanding, we've only done in the past years about 80 to 90 shoeboxes. And so we more than doubled that. And so thank you all for doing that. I promise you, when I went to drop them off, my kids went with me, and it was a great experience. I wanted them to experience that. And so the ladies from Operation Christmas Child stood around us, and we prayed over those boxes because they literally were going to start to get wrapped up and all that day and start to get shipped off. And so, you guys, if you paid for it online, you can track where that box is going now that it's been dropped off. And so, I'm the curious kind, so I want to see where the boxes are going. I know we as a church paid for over 50 of the shipping labels, and so I'm going to start going one by one, tracking where they're at in the world. All right. So if you want a count as to where these things are going, I can assure you where they're going to go here pretty soon. So anything else that I'm forgetting? And Christmas at Antioch is on December 6th. All right, so from 5 to 8 p.m. And so we're going to have a live nativity, and we're going to have a tree lighting ceremony. Am I correct on that? Is that still a go? All right, and so, yes. And so you can tell some of this is on the fly. We're literally building this event as we go. And so it's going to be a lot of fun. We're doing a great work, and I know the community is going to enjoy this for sure. So I'm going to go ahead and pray, and then we're going to jump into our lesson for tonight. Lord, we thank you for this day. We thank you for all that you have done for us, Lord. Lord, we pray that your blessing be upon everything that's going on tonight, Lord, whether it be the children's, Lord, especially as they're getting ready for their kids' Christmas musical that's coming up here in a few weeks. Lord, I pray that you continue to bless in that area. Lord, I pray that you bless our youth, Lord, as it's growing by leaps and bounds, Father, and they're excited about being in your word, Father, and they're growing in your word. I pray that you continue to do a work in that area, Lord, and I pray that you keep these youth, Lord, keep their minds safe, Lord, from all the junk that the world has throwing at them, Lord, and all the distractions, Lord. Help them to be able to be secure in your word, Father. Lord, I pray that you help out our women's study that's going on, Lord. I pray that you help them to grow closer together and grow closer to you, Father. And I pray that as we are wrapping up this study tonight, Lord, that you would allow us, Lord, to Lord, think of the future. Think of where we're going, Lord, and think of how we can better be disciple makers, Lord, because that is what our vision and our mission is. Lord, I pray all this in Jesus' name. Amen. All right. You want to take it from here? Oh, yes. All right. So how many of y'all did the homework? Do you guys remember what the homework was for this week? All right, so there were 2 pages. So there were 2 pages right here. So it says Eastern Assassa Baptist Church Member Ministry Profile. That is a mouthful to say. All right, so it's right here. It's going to be page 76 and 77, even though it's not labeled as that. And then where you kind of look through page 78 and kind of answer of that. And so if you have done that, Kevin here will collect those. Who has them done? All right. It's all right. You have an excuse. So, and if in 2 weeks when we come back, after Thanksgiving, if you have it done, we would love for you to bring that in. Here's the reason being. We have a lot of gaps in our volunteer base. And we want to know what area of service do you have skills in or the desire to be in. Now, here's the thing. You may have a desire to do one thing, but you may not have the ability to do it. Right? Or at least not yet. Here's the thing, just because you don't have the ability to do something doesn't mean you can't do it. Does everybody understand that? It just means that maybe you need to develop that area of your life. And so my son one time asked me, Daddy, I want to learn how to play guitar. I'm like, okay, let me show you. And I showed him one chord and he gave up after a few minutes, right? And it's like, well, it doesn't come to you overnight. You got to do it over and over and over and over again, okay? I am still not the greatest guitar player, but I can play pretty decent, and I can lead in worship if I kind of put my mind to it. But it took me years. It took me 2 years just to be able to strum a worship song all the way through. And you can ask Tara how painful that was for 2 years listening to that. But over time and through God and through prayer, God allowed that talent to develop. And so sometimes you may be a little scared to try something. But here's the thing, you don't know what God is capable of doing in your life until you do it. And so, and maybe you're serving in one area, but maybe you want to serve in a different area. And that's okay to move seats on the bus. We are all headed on the bus together in the same direction. But maybe you are in the wrong seat, and maybe we need to shuffle seats around a little bit, okay? This ain't going to be like the bus on Forrest Gump, seats taken, okay? It ain't like that, okay? What we want to do is put you in a place where you're going to flourish. Because if you're in a place where you're going to flourish, then you're going to be excited. And that's important. One of the things that we talked about in this book and was part of the reading was enthusiasm. What are you passionate about? And so when you enjoy what you do, you will be enthusiastic about doing it. And sometimes you get out of your comfort zone and all of a sudden you start realizing, wait a minute, I kind of like doing this. And so there have been times in my life where I've had to get out of my own comfort zone. All right? Before I had kids, I was very uncomfortable with kids. And so just last week, Kevin was in Guatemala. And I've gone to Guatemala 4 times. And one time in Guatemala, I went to this feeding center where we fed 700 children. 700 children. In a town that sounds like you should do a little Catholic thing. It's called Santa Maria de Jesus. And it's a little Mayan village where they only have running water at these things called pilas, which is washing stations, 3 times a week for 4 hours a day. All right? And you see they come from all over the area, and we were feeding 700 kids. And these kids were just coming out of nowhere and hugging your legs because they're so thankful that somebody would come and give them food. Because maybe the only food that they've had all week long is a tortilla and some roasted coffee beans that they chew on. And so for me, I'm awkward and I'm like, I don't know what to do with a kid. And so eventually, you know what? I got out of my comfort zone. Hey, let's play a little bit. Let's do this. Let's do that. You know what? All kids like to play with toys, right? So, we had a few little toys and we'd start playing with them, and we'd make paper airplanes. We started playing with them. I got out of my comfort zone and realized I love doing that. I absolutely love doing that. And so sometimes you start to realize when you start to actually do something that maybe God's given you that ability to do that, even though it's out of your comfort zone. And so we want to see where you're talented at. We want to see what your desires are as far as ministry is concerned, so we can start plugging people in. And if you desire to teach, we promise you we're not going to stick you in and throw you into the fire and leave you there. We're going to teach you. We're going to mentor you. We're going to bring you up, and that way it's not just a hey, here's a 2-minute course on how to teach. Good luck. All right, because we're not going to do it that way, okay? We're going to train you up in how to do things. And so if your talent is singing, maybe you need to be in the worship choir or on the praise team. If you have a musical ability, maybe you need to be up here playing guitar or on the keys or something like that. All right, so there's all kinds of different things that we can be involved in. All right, and so this is all the different things. Hey, if you love kids and you love sports, it's a great combination. See me, because I need help this year with Upward Sports. All right, and so I have lost one of my great coaches. And so, be praying for David Gladden, by the way. So, no, ma'am. Not at all. Not at all. You do not need to know anything about flag football. I will train you in the limited amount that I know. I don't know all the rules. Jake knows the rules backwards and forwards. This is why he's kind of over the referee portion of it. I'm mainly the teacher that does the devotionals at the end and the organization and all that of it. I am not that great at coaching or refereeing. I know what my talents and abilities are and aren't. And so, but I got out of my comfort zone and I still coached first and second graders for 2 years. And so, it was fun. Sometimes with first and second graders, you want to pull your hair out, all right? And then sometimes it's like, yes, awesome, good job, all right? So I felt like Arnold Schwarzenegger in Kindergarten Cop, like all kinds of kids all over you. So, it's fun. It's about teaching kids about Jesus Christ. That's what it's about, and teaching them the basics of a sport. That's all it is, and helping to build them up. And so that's something that we're going to be needing. And yes, we do need a Pee Wee age coach, because our Pee Wee age coaches are now moving up to another grade level. And so we will be in need of that. And so there are different things. And so if you are handy with things, we have, or kind of handy with tools, we are definitely in need of handymen to help out, okay, around the campus. So there's all kinds of different areas of ministry that you can help out with all over this campus. And not just on this campus, but then take it off of this campus and into the community. And so that is our goal, is to not just be here, but to go out of these walls. Yes. Oh, yes, sound booth too. Y'all don't realize, okay, how much it takes to make the live stream, okay, and the sound and all that kind of stuff, all right? So we need people in the tech booth, because these guys are there every single week, and they never get to sit up here. And so it's the same people over and over and over again. We need to give these guys a break and let them sit and worship too, because that's important. That's important. And so anything else that I need to mention that I'm forgetting, because I'm forgetful? Okay. All right. And so is there anything that you want said since you weren't here last week?
How you guys doing?
Is it on? Oh, okay. He's got to turn it on back there.
Did y'all miss me last week? Oh, come on. Only a couple of you told me you saw me or you missed me. No, I'm just kidding. I was, as he was saying something about him being in Guatemala and me being there last week, I was calculating last week at this very time as you guys were meeting. I was driving back from meeting with some orphans that I got the opportunity to spend some time with. A lot of different scenarios down there. Husband leaves, mom can't afford him. Mom puts him out on the street, has nothing to do. Parents die in a car accident. So there's 4 kids that go to the aunt and uncle's house. Aunt and uncle can't afford them. But anyway, so we were driving back at this very time through a city that he actually was just, we weren't in Santa Cruz right there, but we were driving through Antigua at this very moment last week. So, and that's where they were staying, right, around Antigua. So they were staying around Antigua, and so we were driving through there at this very time, trying to get to where we were staying in Misco. So anyways, one of the things I was wanting to share with you guys is that this is the last week of Foundations. Here's what I really hope that you have gained from this. I've hoped you have gained some sort of understanding, hopefully in more than one area, of number one, who the church is and the direction of the church. This is something that we didn't change, and so the vision of the church, and that we hope that everybody sees that and is able to quote that, because when somebody says, well, what are you guys doing at that church down there? That's not what I hope your answer is. and I hope it's not, well, I go there and I sit there and I listen. Right? So we're all participating here. But one of the things I wanted to show you guys is in your table of contents, it says the word serve there. And I don't know if you guys picked that out or saw that serve was how you started this out, which was your spiritual gifts test. That's the S. The E stands for your experiences. The R stands for the relational styles test, which is the DISC test. And then the V is the vocational skills, and the E is the enthusiasm and passion portion. So all that stuff that you guys filled out, and all that stuff that you guys did, and you were starting to figure out stuff about yourself, your gifts, and who you are and stuff like that, but you were also finding out about other people. I just wanted you to see that whenever you put those together, it spells out serve. So I thought that was really cool. So that was the biggest thing that I really wanted to mention was that. So, but this is our last week together. And here's how we really designed this. We designed this so that you guys could go through this. Maybe there were portions of this that was probably like fire hose to you. We did actually have an extra week in this from what we thought. I've done many Bible studies, and I would say this one's probably about a medium as far as medium on the list of like having stuff to do. It's not very little to do, and it's not a ton to do to me through a lot of different Bible studies that we have done. But tonight, what we're doing is, if you actually look over on, should be your page between 83 and 84, we're going to be wrapping this up with a Q&A and a campus tour. Now, I have a question for you guys. It might not sound like something that, because I've been asked this before. With the campus the way that it is, how many of you know where the office is? Okay, good. So we don't have to take a hike over there. It sounds like most of you guys know where the office is at. So we were going to do a campus tour and show everybody where is stuff at around here. The porch ministry. Where's the porch ministry at? Does everybody know where that's at? So okay, how many people knows where the porch ministry is at? Okay, so we have a few people who don't know where that's at. All right, so if you go outside the fellowship hall and you just kind of walk out the door right behind me, maybe make about a 45-degree angle, you'll run right into the building. That's the porch ministry. And so part of the campus tour is, you see, there was probably at least, out of all the hands in here, probably about 20%, I would say, that doesn't know where that's at. Does everybody in here know where the, that's a big one, the youth room? Everybody knows how many people knows where the youth room is at in here? Okay, how many people in here know where the middle school building is at? So there's a few that know where the middle school building is at. We actually do have a middle school building. So
it is currently occupied.
It's currently occupied, but Miss Becky is hoping to start using that pretty soon, and she's wanting to start getting middle school and then high school separated. And then they'll come together, they'll come together at the big like hoorah, whatever. And then they'll separate into small groups. And the small groups will be middle school and high school. So, but they're right next door to each other. So that's where they're at, out there by the pavilion. So does everyone know where the Sunday school classes are at in here? How many people know where the Sunday school classes are at? Okay, how many people know where? Most of them. Yeah. So you see on your map. Reminds me of that. Was it Dora the Explorer? I'm the map. I'm the map. Sorry, I have kids. So on your map right there. It has where some of the Sunday school classes are at. And then obviously the youth are in the youth room, and you can see that on the back page of 84. You can see where the youth room is at.
Yeah, the vast majority of our Sunday school classes are going to be in the fellowship hall.
Yes.
So if you look, a lot of them, they're in the building. So building 2 is the fellowship hall. That's why they're 207, 209, 203. And so they're all pretty much right over there, except for a few classes that are then down the hallway. And then Jai's the oddball classroom that's
309.
Yeah.
309 would be Jai's classroom, which would be, what would you say? It's not young adults, it's mixed adults.
Yeah, it's a mixed adults
What'd you say?
class.
What?
The couch room.
The couch room. Yeah, the couch room. mixed adults. So Jai's is mixed adults, and that's there. So, does anybody want to get up as a group and do the cha-cha slide together, where you can, and then go around the campus and look at the campus together? We have 2 people. 3. They're like, okay, so we do have some that we do need to take around and do that. Okay, for those of you who don't want to do that, I understand. It's totally cool. We can stay in here, and so we'll break off. And so those of you, do you want me to stay and you go, or do you want to stay and me go? However you want. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Okay, all right. All right, so Pastor Danny's going to walk. We could probably do that, and that would be really nice for us to be able to do. Did you hear that? Okay, you are awesome. So if you would like to go on a walk and have a tour to find out where some of this stuff is at, please go to the front or back, but it would be back the vestibule of the church to get a tour of the property and the premises and all the... Okay, thank you. So for those of you who are still left in here with the unfortunate me, Mr. Danny and Miss June have been coming to this church for years. I would visit here since they started coming here, we would visit. And then, let me see here. Wow, that's a long time ago. 2013, so over 12 years ago now, we left out to Washington State. And before we left out to Washington State, we were already being commissioned. We were already commissioned as missionaries. And anyways, I've been around this church for a while. Came here as a youth whenever you guys had summer games. Yeah, the Antioch summer games. That was a long time ago because I was with Bethany. Yeah, okay, 97. Is that when that started? Oh, that was the last one. Okay. So I remember coming out here and this whole field out here having all these different games and all the different stuff that we would do. And that was super cool. So I've come around this place for many years. And then I recently get invited to come on here as staff. And then whenever that happened, I did not know where the office was. I've never known where the office was. I never knew where the youth building was, to tell you the truth. I've never been to it. I was mostly in this building and then out there in the field and the pavilion. But I didn't know you guys have like 50 buildings around here. I didn't know what was what. Hey, where do I go for this? That building over there. And it's that building. So if you look around, this is why it's good for people to get a tour, to be able to, number one, see it for themselves, even if they've been here for years. There's people that I've ran into that's been here for 10, 15 years and didn't even know where the office was. They didn't know that we have a awesome secretary in there by the name of Angela who works in there as well. So it's really good to know about your church. And so this is incredible how many people went and actually took the tour to go see about the church. So that when new people come in, don't we want to be inviting and they say, hey, I don't know what or where to go or what's this, or yeah, sure, let me tell you exactly where that's at. And it's really good. So we're going to be using this as a new members. So we're not going to call it new members, it'll be foundations. So that way when people come in, they'll get to, this is what they're going to get to go through, this is going to be what they're going to get to study, and this is going to be what they'll understand about. They'll find out who our church is. They'll find out about themselves, and then we will get to see, hey, where is the best place that we can plug you in, and not just say, hey, you're living and you're breathing, let's put you in the babies next door, just because there might be an opening there. So, with that, as we are wrapping up, Q&A. Sorry for those who aren't here. You'll have to go back and listen if this is being recorded. Q&A time, so question and answers, Q&A. Does anybody have any questions about maybe some of the stuff that we went through, or anything about this course?
So when new people come in and they're going to take this course?
Yes, ma'am.
And so it will be in here?
So the question was this: when new people come in and take this course, will it be in here? No, ma'am, it will not be. Yes. So when new people come in and take this course, it'll be in a lot smaller group, lot smaller area. Probably in the connections room. Does everybody know where that room is at? Okay. All right. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, in the connections room. So we'll probably continue to have this. This will just be offered in the connections room. All right, any other questions? If not, you guys are going to wrap it up really quick tonight. Especially for those who actually did their homework. Oh. No other questions? You guys don't have any questions about what we went over? Wow. Yes.